How's it going out there? This is the Black Effect, the real Black Effect. All praises to the Most High and Christ Jesus. I want to go ahead and get into this, man. You have these rap stands who continue to hold on to this belief that rap has to be people have to be beefing in rap music for, and that's just, oh, it's just part of the culture. Like that's when people start making better music, and like that we have to have that be a part of hip hop. Rap didn't start with rap beefs. Rap battles is a person just spitting some rhymes. They spit their rhymes, the other person spit their rhymes, and we determine who had the better rhymes. They weren't going at each other talking about shit, people mama. They weren't going at each other talking about people's daughters and kids and talking about they gonna kill each other. I'm gonna shoot your head off, talking all this stuff. Words have power. Don't you understand that? Like, quit being naive and just relegating again your stands. You got to get that. It's people who 30 years old, 40 plus, who still say that stuff when I comment on these videos, like, about that these men need to stop beefing. T.I. and 50 Cent, man, why y'all beefing? Y'all grandpas. Y'all are mature men. Y'all don't need to be bickering back and forth on wax. It don't matter if it's on the internet or on wax, or you know what I'm saying, or in person. You shouldn't be doing that. Like, people, oh man, ain't gonna be no drama. It's just, they just, that's what they do to sell. Oh, so they just doing it to sell records. But again, life and death is in the power of the tongue. When 50 Cent get to talking about T.I. wife and stuff like that, like, you can't turn him off and be like, oh, stop doing that, man. No, this is what people want to see. You take it as far as you can. Now, some people not gonna deal with that, because again, you could say what people say what they want about you. Even words might, people might start being personal with you. Like, man, like how that Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef got. Didn't nobody win out of that. Dude calling Drake a pedophile, man. What? This is stuff that if you put on a person's jacket, like for real, in the streets or something like that, you come up missing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Really, like that's how it was. So you don't say, and that's how it, like, you don't know how that might be how people take it now. That's why Drake was so angry. Like, you know what I'm saying? I saw it. I saw it in the man. Like, you can't call a person a pedophile. That's life and death is in the power of the tongue. We have to edify our brothers, man. We don't make accusations against them. You know what I'm saying? On wax, just because you look at it as being, oh, it's competition. It's, oh, it's so good for the game. You're a stan. Listen to yourself. Go listen to some other music, man. You know, quit being so into hip hop like that. And rap music. You got to get the rap. The people like that is the people like, I gotta go get the new song. Oh, it's out. I gotta check it out. I got, you know. People like that is still people riding down your street with jamming music, boom, 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 where they can barely hear it, annoying everybody in the neighborhood, man. People like that is still getting led by music and the spirit behind it. Like, music can influence you to do stuff. Your favorite artist, oh man, I gotta get the money and motivation. Bro, you should already have your motivation. Get your motivation from the Most High. You understand? Get that spirit that's in you, man. Get that stuff from Christ, man. That's the spirit you need to have in you. But you too worried. Again, it's nothing wrong with you listening to some hip hop, and that, if that's what you like, man. But you trying to tell me, because old school hip hop, that stuff, a lot of that stuff was dope. That was, to me, the better era of music. But people listen to what they want. So okay, you listening to hip hop, but quit trying to make it seem like that people beefing, like you give it a bad name. Like, beefs lead to deaths. You can say what you want, but see, that's because that these type of, that certain artists, they not gonna do nothing. That certain artists that, like, again, they should be too old for this. So why are they even talking about each other on wax? But you never know what a person will do when you start talking about their kids and their family and the gloves get off. You know what I'm saying? Now it's different. Now you dragging everybody into it. The females, man, they didn't have any. You know how women get when they get to talking about each other. They don't even have no filters. So it's like it's not good. Again, this isn't. It's not something that we should be jumping up and down about. And to me, if you ask me, it's not something that we need in hip hop. Like I don't think that that's a needed element. Like again, if pick which let people make their own song, make dope, concentrate on making dope music, because there's not a lot of it coming out. Hip hop is dying. Rap is dead. Like it's dead, and it's gonna need a revival and go in a different direction. But um you can't have people just I mean, look at our people, like I said, man. Why would you want to see another black man talking about another, talking about his whole family, tearing him down, just because it's behind some banging beats? And you like, oh, that's that stuff. People reviewed it, but see what it do is y'all like to see this stuff kept up. Again, y'all stands. People make like tons of videos reacting to the videos that they make to get the most hits on hip hop is when they reacting to these diss songs and doing commentary on diss tracks. People talking about each other, and they just keep it up. If they know that you want to see it, that's what they'll do. Because if you can't, you should look at this man like your brother. You should be able to talk to him. Y'all people like T.I. and 50 Cent, they could talk. They could personally talk. And don't get me wrong, I know 50 Cent he's been in rap beefs after rap beef, But I wouldn't, if that was the case, as in T.I.'s case, I wouldn't engage the man. If you engage him, then you like I said, when you engage with a fool, and I'm not calling 50 Cent a fool, but when you do that, you can't tell. People look on the outside looking in, they can't tell who's who. You just look like them now, like you've engaged them. You don't have to do that. You can rebuke a person, in the comfort of your own home, pray for them, and then go on about your way. But people got too much pride. They're not gonna do that. T.I., he just seems like he has too much pride, and he's not gonna let that type of stuff slide. It's like, man, it ain't. If it's nothing that a person can do to you, they can't touch you. It's nothing they could do. You could just sit there and run your mouth. And once they make their little comments, if it don't affect you, just let them, like, it'll just blow off and let it just move on. But that's because it's the stands that's behind this they just won't let people live it down. They'll be, oh man, he said something about you. You didn't hear that? You ain't gonna respond on the wax? You didn't hear that? You didn't hear that? Yeah, and they do this under the guise of sport. That's what it is. You do it under the guise of sport and competition, man. But like, let's be real. Again, life and death in the power of the tongue. You can't stop it when it starts. If these are street rappers and something happen, you don't want to see no drama. Like, let's be honest. No one wants to see any drama. You know this. So what's the point? Like, you need that in your life? Like, you need to hear that in your life. Come on, man. Life's too short. You don't need that. Hip hop has been dope, but hip hop is dope without hearing people going back and forth. Look at the DOC, man. Listen to the DOC first album, The Doc. He wasn't talking about nobody, beefing with specific people and doing that. He just, rapping, showing his skills. You have a lot of rappers coming up, that's dope. I mean, you got Christian rappers, you got spiritual rappers. They never talking about and beefing with nobody. What they saying is dope. They make dope music. People don't want to move on, like, and give things, like, they act like they need that. And see, these are the same people who want to see two people in the street fighting and stuff like that, just bickering back and forth. Like, it's entertainment to you. That's all it is, man. Like, let's be real. So I don't think that that's a needed element in hip hop and in rap music for it to thrive and for people to make good music. So with that being said, it's the Black Effect, the real Black Effect. I'm gone.